Welcome back. Now today we're going to make a cake. Don't do an awful lot of cakes, but I think we should do one or two. So I've borrowed my producer's recipe, and today we're going to make a Jamaican gingerbread. So I think what we'll do, we'll have a look at the ingredients that are going to go in it first. So I wonder if anyone knows what that is. It looks really thick, doesn't it? It looks like it's come out the bottom of the sump of a diesel engine in an old boat engine, but it's actually black treacle. And you'll get it in a tin like that. So you need some black treacle, you'll need some golden syrup, you'll need some sultanas or raisins, I think these are sultanas, you'll need some ginger, dried ginger, you will need some allspice, which is there, you'll need some sugar, and you'll need some baking powder. You'll need a couple of eggs, 2 eggs, and you'll need margarine, and you'll need self-raising flour. So they're the things you're going to need. So get those sorted and weighed out before you start doing the cooking. So stage one. Okay, what we need to do, we need to melt these ingredients into a saucepan. So in there is going the black treacle, golden syrup, the butter, and the sugar. And I just need a spoon. Oh look, one's just turned up, that's wonderful. So let's get these in here. In they go. Look at that. Thick old stuff that, isn't it? You can, it's used to make toffee out of this. I remember when I was a kid, my gran used to. I'm sure it was black treacle. Goes. In we go. Now this is probably not one that the health police would like, but occasionally, okay, it's not bad for you, is it? So you don't start having them every day, then they will get a knock at the door. And that goes. In that goes. I'm going to try and get a little bit more out of there. So, chef, could you go and get me a cake scrape from over there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I just asked if we could have a cake scrape. I've got a feeling one's coming over any minute now. Oh, look at that, wonderful. So let's get. Don't want to waste anything. Most of it in there. And all I'm going to do now is very gently heat that, and I'll catch you, I reckon, in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes later.
So I'm hoping you can see that. All that we've done is just melted that, so it's just come together. We've got to add some milk now, which will help it cool. I think it's 140 mils of milk, so you need a measuring jug. Yeah, and remember, students, okay, check for what when you're measuring millilitres, okay? So as you can see over here, you've got sugar, you can weigh out sugar and flour, but you want the millilitres, yeah? So I haven't got my glasses on, I can see it. £140 millilitres of milk. And we're just going to put that in now, mix it in, and that's going to help cool that down. And then in a moment I'm going to show you what to do next, because we're going to have to deal with the dry ingredients in a moment, so let's just stir that in. Next stage, okay, I'm going to add 2 whisked eggs to this cooled mixture, which you just put together, the butter and the sugars and the syrups. So a mini whisk. stir it in. And we'll leave that for a bit, because what we've got to do now is deal with the dry ingredients, and they basically all go into a bowl. So your self-raising flour, okay, that's your ginger. Now one good thing about this, ginger is actually very good for you, so it doesn't make up for the fats and the sugars in there as well. Maybe not quite, but there's always a bonus, always a golden lining. So in with the ginger, or in with the ground spice, mixed spice I should say, in it goes. And the baking powder. So you know what this does, okay, it helps it to rise, doesn't it? So in that goes there. You get the spoon, and all you do now is mix it up a little bit, and you're gradually going to incorporate the liquid into the dry ingredients. So
a few moments later.
Okay, so we'll start tipping some of that in there, and we'll just give it a nice mix around. So I'm adding this bit at a time. I'll see you in a minute.
A few minutes later.
So that's all mixed together. Last little job, let's just put the raisins in there and just turn them in. Make sure they're mixed up in there. Just turn the spoon over, fold them in. And it goes into a tin. Okay, this is a cake tin. Now, I would normally do this in a loaf tin, but all our loaf tins have gone. So if anyone out there knows where our loaf tins is, please return them to the studio, because all I've got is a cake tin. Okay, but a loaf tin is traditional. I prefer loaf tin, it's rectangular. Okay, and I've lined this with some greaseproof paper. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in another video, but basically if you put it down the greaseproof paper, you draw around it, cut the bottom out, and you can do some side bits as well there. Okay, so I'm going to scoop this into here very gently, and I'll see you in a moment. Get your cake scraper and get the last bits out, so you can really go around the bowl with one of these and clean the bowl up. There we go. Now you don't need to push this about. Give it a quick wobble and it will level itself in the oven. So that's going to go into the oven for about an hour and a half. But check on it, and I'll show you how to check on the cake a little bit later. So I'm going to pop that in the oven. I'll go off and do a little bit of quick meditation, and then I'll see you in about, I'll check it in about an hour and a quarter, and I'll see you then. Cheerio.
1 hour later.
Cake's out of the oven. Okay, it took a lot shorter than I thought, because normally in the rectangular one it takes a bit longer. This just took an hour, so do check. I would check after an hour. And the way to check as well, I've reminded my students, you should remember how to do this with cakes. Okay, two things. Clean knife in, the knife is clean, so there's no uncooked cake mix in there on there. The other thing is, look at the top, it's nice and golden, and if you press it gently, should just pop back up again. So that is done. I am going to leave that to cool before I take it out, so I'll probably leave that about half an hour or so, and then take it out of the cake tin, put it on a cooling rack, okay, and then I'll take the paper off a little bit later. But there you are, okay, beautiful Jamaican ginger cake. Have a go at it, okay. Once again, a few little tips: get all your ingredients weighed out in front of you. Okay, follow the recipe through, and I've actually got Rob's done a recipe for us, which we can send out to you, and you can use that as well and tick that off as you go. So good cooking, okay, keep cooking, stay safe, look after your family, catch you later. Namaste, Chef Guy.